Bahamas tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the new Bahamas customs regulations is great concern for a number of businesses on the island. The Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce addressing these issues with Cleopatra Murphy.
President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Kevin Seymour, says every time government conducts a budget exercise, it comes up with a creative way to extract fees from the country. Seymour, voicing his displeasure about new customs regulations, says while everyone should pay their fair share of taxes, the port area is a unique case due to the terms and conditions of the Hawksbill Creek Agreement that prohibits certain import duty taxes until it expires in 2054.
It would appear that recognizing this, the government is still making attempts to extract fees. They call them fees, but in substance they really amount to taxes from licensees and the GBPA within the port area.
Customs officials have held several meetings filling in ships agents, brokers, and residents on new regulations that took effect on July 1st. At a recent Chamber of Commerce luncheon, Grand Bahama Port Authority Vice Chairman Sarah St. George voiced concerns about the imposition of a new 25% processing fee for manifest changes reflected by sea or air freight ships. She believes is bad for an island reliant on shipping. Seymour, who also has his concerns, says the chamber has held discussions with government and in some cases resorted to legal action where government has been seen as acting in contravention with the Hawksbill Creek Agreement.
We believe that the provisions and the exemptions under the Hawksbill Creek Agreement should be respected, because to do anything else really undermines the entire agreement. And more importantly, it undermines the confidence that investors, both present and prospective investors, would have based on the representations that have been made to them.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Well, two candidates running for leadership posts within the Free National Movement have withdrawn from the race. Tonight, residents on Grand Bahama are giving their views on the latest saga within the FNM as they share whether or not the party could survive and unite going into the 2017 general election. It was news that left many shocked as unconfirmed reports spiraled that Member of Parliament for Long Island Loretta Butler Turner and Dwayne Sands have withdrawn as candidates for the leadership and deputy leadership post of the Free National Movement. Residents on Grand Bahama are giving their views on the latest saga within the FNM.
She should not have carried everybody on to that point that we thought that she was going to go through, but she knew that's what she was going to do all along.
I think she should have waited and see what happened with the delegates. I mean, maybe she would have got the vote.
I think she should have pulled out. She should have let the process take place, and it's a sign that she have submitted to defeat.
But are Bahamians even ready for the possibility of a female prime minister?
To tell you the truth, I am ready, because I have seen one or two women who I believe are capable of running the country.
I think it's time, but then we need the right candidate to come forward.
And I think going forward in the future would be a great idea, but maybe this is not the right time.
I think we need a change, and I have no problem having a female prime minister. That'd be good for the country.
We are moving towards that, but some of us are not serious enough.
And in the wake of all the controversy, these residents share their views on whether or not they believe the Free National Movement can truly unite at the end of this convention.
It's going to be hard because they've been fragmented for too long.
I think the minister's getting into it now, and he's in a more formidable position now than he was before, and I think it could happen for FNM.
I'd like to think that he will get enough support, so it remains to be seen.
I don't really know the hearts of men, but I pray they can, because it's not going to be easy for them at this time.
In other news, sweeping changes in the delivery of health care and being proposed following the completion of an historic initiative called CCC Transformational Observational Study. The 4-month initiative was led by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with the World Health and the Pan American Health Organizations. One of the leading observers, Catrice Robinson, recently made a presentation called the Observational Insights for Change.
Grand Bahamas' first transformational observational study is now in the history books. And thanks to your gallant efforts and hard work, all have contributed to that. The study took the form of 3 questionnaires. Observation, in which the observer went into the room with the doctor or the nurse and the patient, and what we did, we observed. We looked, we listened, and we did not ask any questions, and we did not interfere with the process.
Robinson outlined some of their findings. She says more must be done to offer a people-centered healthcare system.
Some of the doctors do care, some do connect, and some do communicate. But there are some that do not. Why? Possibly there are no policies and procedures to certain things that are in the hospital. There is a communication breakdown between health professionals and each other, and between health professionals and the patient. The waiting time to see the doctor and the time it takes to leave the doctor is just too long. Sometimes patients are not even told why they're waiting. They're waiting on results. Nobody even knows why they're waiting. They're just sitting there waiting.
In other news, thousands of residents and tourists flocked to Tano Beach as the 2016 Goombay Summer Festival came to a close Thursday evening. Our Kimberly Mullings was there.
Some 4,000 people attended the final night of Goombay. The Minister of Tourism, the Honorable O.P. Wilchcombe, was in attendance as well, encouraging Bahamians to continue to celebrate our culture through organized events like Goombay, which began back in 1971.
Since that time, the entire effort has been to bring people closer to our culture, to celebrate who and what we are, to share all of our experiences with our guests. Because no matter what they say, you can be from Managua or from Africa or from New Providence or Grand Bahama, one thing's for sure, that we're all Bahamians. And as Bahamians, we should celebrate all those cultural activities that belong to us, particularly our music, our food, and of course our Junkanoo.
Grand Bahama's very own WNBA and NBA superstars Jonquel Jones and Shabano Buddy Hield were the distinguished guests. After congratulating them, Minister Wilchcombe commended them for their hard work and dedication.
One thing's for sure, that throughout the last year, we have been so excited, so thrilled, and so overjoyed by the wonderful play and demonstration of athleticism by these wonderful athletes. And so they made us all very proud, and every single Bahamian should be very proud of Jonquel and Buddy Hield.
Grand Bahama Island Tourism Director Betty Bethel took to the stage to present the guests of honor with straw portraits by Bahamian artisan Chastity Capron for their accomplishments and as tourism ambassadors for the nation. As the Swingers Junkanoo group were performing for the crowd, the celebration stopped briefly as love filled the air for a surprise of a lifetime.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you. So I got one question. Giselle Vizcaíno,
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Well, the Summer Junkanoo Festival moves to West Grand Bahama next month, continuing each Friday evening at Sunset Village, 8 Mile Rock, and on Saturdays in West End. Stay with us, there's more news right after this.